Let's move on to the hospitality business sector. The industry leader in Nigeria, Transcorp Hotels PLC, has announced nearly 100 billion naira in revenue for the 2025 financial year and a gross dividend that's just a shy of 15 billion naira. Now, joining me for some facts behind the figures of the 2025 for the hospitality and leisure companies, Managing Director and CEO, Uzoamaka Oshogwe. Thank you so much, Madam, for joining us tonight from our Abuja studios. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, Madam. Give me, what are your takeaways from the annual general meeting a few days ago? Okay. Sorry. Okay, Madam. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Please go ahead. Yes, you're talking about we lost you momentarily there. Could you please repeat that for me? Just trying to find out what the key takeaways were from that annual meetings for 2025. What did the shareholders conclude as far as the numbers were concerned?
The shareholders were very happy because of the increase in revenue and PBT as well as the profit after tax. And they're also very, very happy about the increase in dividends, which went from 74 kobo to 1 naira 30 kobo, equating to 13 billion or 13.3 billion naira. So they were very, very happy because that was 77% or 76% above what they received last year.
So let's talk me through the operational strategies and investments that you made that resulted in this growth that you reported for last year.
Okay, what we did in 2025 was to actually look at our operational efficiency and work really hard on that. And what we did in technology and also invest in our people, because at the end of the day, our people are our best assets. And they are the people who are the workforce behind these numbers. So we also looked at our costs and ensured that our costs were properly optimized, thereby increasing our revenues and also looking at other revenue streams. We sweated our outlets because, as you know, we have the Transcorp Hilton Abuja, which is a 670-room hotel, the best in the continent. So we have assets. I mean, we have the outlets within these hotels that we had to actually sweat. It's a big property. It has huge potentials. And that's what we actually did to turn around the numbers in 2025.
Very interesting. You hosted the 4,000 delegates or so of the African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank 2025 annual general meetings. I was there. The Arise News was there. What was the learning curve from that huge event with presidents from around Africa, policy leaders from around the world, from the Caribbeans attending? And where are we on the facilities you putting up in Lagos as well?
Okay. The Transcorp Center, Abuja, which you rightfully said hosted the Afreximbank annual general meeting, and we attracted over 4,000 delegates, including world leaders and presidents. That kind of proved to the world that we had the right infrastructure to attract such huge delegates from around the country, making us the right venue for such high volume, high profile, high value events. This was a gap that existed many years ago that we have now changed the narrative. So other, like for example, you have conferences in the past that took their conferences out of Nigeria. So that means the hospitality spend was being taken out of Nigeria into places like Joburg and Nairobi. But now you don't have to do that. We have the Transcorp Center. It's 5,000 seat capacity. However, you can actually break them into smaller capacity events. You can have two or three events holding concurrently and without having to cause any kind of operational interference. So that's the gap that we've actually bridged by having Transcorp Center now in Abuja. And they're looking at further expansion into Lagos. We've actually started the pre-stage of the Transcorp Hotel in Ikoyi. So this is a space that everybody should be looking forward to. And that is also going to be a twin tower hotel that will hold about 315 keys, one of the biggest again in Lagos. So this is something that we are really looking forward to and we are very excited about.
Okay, great. But let's, you operate in this business, Transcorp Hotels, in an economy that keeps reforming over the last 3 years. So the reform's not over yet. How you navigate these various reforms as they come, sometimes now almost on a daily basis, as Mr. President tried to get the economy working and improved and develop growth and development. How do you navigate rising cost of energy, things like that, logistics and all of that? Tax reforms also there on the table. Let's conclude with that.
Okay. All right. You're very correct. The business landscape keeps changing, is erratic, it's challenging, but then, like we all know, with all the challenges, there are also opportunities. And what we do at Transcorp Hotels PLC is that we preempt all of this and we put strategies in place to address such strategies such challenges like you call it. We're not reactive. So we actually have our strategies to ensure that we are able to surpass those challenges. You mentioned energy costs. What we do, yes, we still rely on the traditional diesel consumptions. However, we're working with our sister company, Transcorp Energy, and we're exploring other alternative energy options and also renewable energy. For example, in the hotel currently, we run the dual gas burner, which actually helps us power some of our facilities using gas. As you know, gas is cheaper, is also cleaner. So as well as doing good, we're also ensuring that the environment remains clean. So that's what we've actually done in this space. We also have 3 strategies that we've actually put in place to ensure that the revenue that we actually have, that capital is properly allocated to ensure that whatever investment, whether be it rooms or food and beverages, or even fixing or renovating some of our spaces, that we ensure that the returns on that capital expenditure surpasses the cost of capital. So we are not reckless with our spending or our investment. We ensure that they come back with high returns. Secondly, we ensure that, like we talked about operational excellence, that it's powered by technology and by our people. So we do invest in our people to ensure that they are ready and well skilled to take care of our guests as well, because it's all about guest experience for us.
Yes. So you did about 97 billion in revenue last year. Whenever you cross the 100 billion naira, madam, let's be the first to know here on the rise. And I'm sure most likely it's going to happen this year. When you cross the 100 billion, let's ring the bell, as the saying goes on Uzoamaka Street. Thank you so much. It's great to have you with us tonight at Abuja Studios, the Managing Director and CEO of Transcorp Hotels PLC. Have a great evening, madam. Wish you your best, your team all the best. Do have a great evening. Thank you so much.